The following telling of Romulus and Remus is brought to you by Grace Van Gundy Productions. Enjoy her telling of this classic tale.
Once upon a long time ago, like the 8th century BC, the wonderful fairy tale kingdom of Albalonga, now the wonderful boot country, Italy, was where the story of an unexpected duo began. Now, the owner of this yet-to-be boot country was His Royal Highness, King Numitor, who was not happy because he got his power taken away by his devilish little brother, Amulius, who was the jealous psycho one, so needless to say it was a pretty big L for Numitor, especially since his overthrow had been a pretty big plan for a long time inside his little brother's mind. After he got that idea, he came up with another one. He realized that the power to be king usually shifted from father to son, not brother to brother. So, what's the only logical solution in a psychopath's mind like his? Kill all his nephews. Because, what else do you do when you're power hungry and your family members are taking that chance away from you? What would you do is the real question. But then there is a wife, because isn't there always? But Amulius just didn't want to go and kill the wife because that's just not right. So he's just like, you can't have kids anymore, sorry. I don't really know how the wife took it, but it was either don't have kids, or if she does, they will be killed and she will be killed and all of her sons were already killed. So pick and choose your battles, lady, so. But that plan didn't work very well because she had a kid. Well, two, which I guess is double trouble for her.
But it wasn't her fault because they were divine kids, and not divine like proper with their pinkies up, like divine as in a child of a Roman god. Their father was Mars.
Now, of course, Amulius lost his tiny, insane mind. So, of course, he's like, death must be upon these infants. But then he was like, actually, the gods are going to be mad at me, so yeah, maybe not. But then he was like, I'll just pass the heat on to someone else. So, hey, you.
Yeah, you kill these babies.
But fortunately, the servant had a good heart and just built a box and put them in the river for something natural to happen. But compared to the original plan, that's a better option. So anyway, they're traveling, it seems to be going okay, and they're just chilling, and then all of a sudden, they get stuck. And then an awesome she-wolf discovers them and is like... And then she goes, hey, I'm gonna raise these babies because that's what you do.
It's just like in Phineas and Ferb when Doofenshmirtz is raised by ocelots instead of his parents, and we accepted that, so they had no choice to accept it since they really couldn't make their own decisions.
They were raised like wolves and all that jazz, and they were discovered again, but by a human. And then they couldn't act like humans would for any normal person because they'd been raised by animals, because they had no one else. So really, these two have been put through a lot without them knowing, but their, I guess, new family helped them, and then they put that mystery to their past work in the fields to be a shepherd, just like the rest of their family was. But no, the story does not end there. Then these two evil shepherds come along, and they start trouble because they can. So then Romulus and Remus happen to a wolf instinct and fight them. But then Remus and Remus messes up and get captured and works the king Romulus, the guy that's gonna want him dead to get that. But then Romulus comes to his rescue and kills Romulus just to be safe, and Numitor gets his power back. Because of their terrorism, they were the crown of Babylon. They were off by but they rejected, like an Ivy League college rejects 96% of us. But then they were like, we're going to be better and make our own story, so take that, Avalon. They somehow figured out where they were founded by the she-wolf, and they were like, this is the perfect location. So they start trying to figure it out, but then a problem presents itself. 2 hills, 2 different dreams, causes 1 fight and 1 horrible death. Remus made fun of Romulus's attempt at a city, and because clearly Romulus had anger issues, or a wolf instinct like Mason on Wizards of Waverly Place, either way, a dagger was stabbed into Remus, leaving Romulus as the Lone Ranger or wolf. But that was fine because he built Rome and he named it after himself. Talk about conceited, and made a beautiful place for people to live, for government to strive, and for greatness. But then Romulus, of course, had to mess things up. He needed to bring criminals. And they were all men, because everyone just needs all men in one place, because that doesn't spell trouble in all caps, doesn't it? Long story short, they distracted nearby villagers and took all their women and treated them like objects, and that vicious cycle will continue for a hot minute, for thousands of years. Then the neighboring villages got upset that all the females were gone because they were just amazing, probably, and went to go and attack Rome. Big mistake because Rome won. I know, shocking. It's not like they were the most powerful civilization for a while. And then Romulus just died. We don't know how, but I bet him and Remus worked out their difference wherever they both ended up.